this afternoon. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to start our presentation with our second session by using the slide I prepared for this afternoon. Thumbs up if you can hear me.
Nagdagang ginig na sabtan sa.
Excuse me, sir, gaputol-putol.
Okay, kakadunggan diri sa ako, sir.
You can do physical thumbs up or you can react with a thumbs up. Of course, because I say again, react thumbs up if you can hear me. React thumbs up if you can hear me. React thumbs up if you can hear me. Good. I can see some reactions on the list of names. Sige. Now I can begin. This afternoon session, which is session 2, is a class orientation on alternative assessment. We will discuss digital portfolio as an alternative assessment tool. To be specific, I am referring to Google Sites. The objectives of our presentation or session this afternoon are as follows. Number 1, to set the general guidelines in the planning, production, and assessment of the major requirement of the course, which is a digital portfolio. Second is to provide technical assistance to first-time users of the software or the application Google Site. Okay, before we will properly begin with our session this afternoon, there are some etiquettes that I want you to observe. Number 1 is to put on a recognizable ID of your account. If your signal allows, please turn on your video or your camera when you attend sessions like this. So for today, knowing your feedback in the chat box that your signal is weak and I sound choppy, sige, don't turn on the video, just turn on the audio of your unit or your hardware. Change name using family name in all uppercase letters. No using of aliases, especially those who are using the brand of their phone. Second, keep your microphone turned off until discussion time. I'm going to chop out or chop off the sessions this afternoon into parts, and in between I'm going to provide discussion sessions where you can freely ask questions. You are also required to answer questions from time to time when asked by the learning facilitator. Right now it's difficult for me to look at your names in the list because I am looking at the slide. Okay? I am asking somebody to check on the attendance. On the list, there are, how many are we? 29. That would include the visitor, my phone, and this account. So more or less, there are 26 of you who are present here. Elmer, I can see that you are raising your hand. Do you have a question or you just missed to lower your hand reaction? Elmer, I will lower your hand. Okay, let's continue. To review our preview session, I ask you to group yourselves according to your ability and capability in our tech support system. I am still using this strategy in my group dynamics so that everybody will going to pass in the course. Knowing that our course is technology based, at the same time, outputs are generated using ICT equipment, it's necessary that everyone is integrated into the dynamics. So I chose a leader, your tech support A and tech support B. May I ask, what are the 3 levels of the tech support system that we are using? Let me call names. Nestor, what is your role in the lifeline sequence in your group?
Sir.
Present, sir.
Nestor,
Yes, sir. My role is tech support B, sir.
Nestor is gone. Miss Corpus, what is your role in our tech support system?
My task is sa lead lifeline, sir.
Magdugo sa latong kasing-kasing ano inyong internet connection ba? When you're about to answer a question, you lose your connection. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody who can answer? What is your role in our lifeline sequence? Anybody who can answer the first lead question for our motivation? Miss Corpus, what was your role in the tech support system?
Good afternoon, sir. I am the lead lifeline, sir.
What is the characteristic of your role?
Um, Based on what I have remembered, sir, lead lifeline must be residing in Malaybalay City and or have a stable connection of the internet, sir.
Okay, very good.
That would also help their members, sir.
So basically, the role of the lead, the tech lead person is to oversee the activity of the group, having the strongest connection, having the best hardware. You are given the responsibility to oversee the activities and to ensure that you will succeed in our activities. What are the other roles? Eprix. Give the other two.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
The other roles, sir, are support A and support B. These roles are the second second roles in before the lead tech. These are the persons who have unstable or don't have a secure connection, and these types of roles or learners should rely to the lead texter and support also the lead texter.
That's good. No, not basically rely, but since there is an absence of connectivity at the same time, the presence or the availability of the hardware, the tech support A becomes the assistant of the lead tech, and the support B can access help and assistance from the other two. So I had proven the system effective in the previous semester. That is the reason why I do not have any failing grade in the course. Now, and I intend to use it for this semester so that even if our course is ICT based or computer based, everyone can finish the course with limited casualties. Wait for a while. I have visitors in the office. Okay, let me continue with my presentation. So here is a perfect example from my previous class, E255, in which on the upper left, you can really see the connection of Tabuklaon, Shara, and Cabrera Harold being residents of Kalilangan and San Fernando. I hope it's clear on your screen that people coming from these places fall under tech support B, knowing that they do not have a reliable internet connection all the time. All their answers are submitted to the assigned persons in tech support A. So basically, nobody failed in the class in the previous semester. Okay, for this afternoon session, we will go through digital portfolio and alternative assessment tool. Okay. The digital portfolio is an integral part of the course. This is one page of the syllabus telling you that a Google site is really an integral part in all of the activities of the course. There are more or less 5 lessons and Google Site is one of the repeated requirement or repeated modality in the submission of your output. I had sent you the copy of your syllabus, and there are 5 topics. I have this copy already. So basically, the content is about introduction or mga definition of terms, followed by our basis of the teaching of the course. You have there the policies and the issues, then the learning theories, and Unit 4 is on the application of the different ICTs. And Unit 5, this is the time that I'm going to ask you to employ your skills in manipulating the different softwares and applications that I will introduce to you. And number 6, our guidelines on the how and the why in the using of the different applications. At the lower part of the material, I place there specifically the major course requirement, which is a digital portfolio. And it is by group, no? We will going to use Google Sites. The digital portfolio is basically a collection. So when you say a portfolio, it is a collection of all your outputs from day 1 up to the last. Since it is considered as the major output at the end of the semester, I will only collect one digital portfolio per group in which it contains all the reflective statements, all the video productions, infographic designs, and many other multimedia outputs. Okay, now let's begin with the definition of terms. What is alternative assessment? Okay. By definition, alternative assessments are used to evaluate the performance of students who are unable to participate in general state assessments. I know that there are many other platforms that we can use for the class, but the biggest threat for a technology-based class is connectivity. That's why I did not use Google Classroom. I did not use other softwares except Messenger and Google Site because you can decide, the advantage for this is that you can decide when and where to participate and upload your outputs according to your fancy. Since we cannot float easily multiple choice type of tests or drawing activities or video production activities. So I opt to use alternative assessment because by definition it says it will evaluate performance. No? Another is alternative assessment provides a mechanism for students with the most significant cognitive disabilities and for other students with disabilities who may need alternative ways to access assessment. We are not referring to a cognitive disability, but we are referring to a physical disability that this allows students to participate in a face-to-face instruction. Knowing the new normal, we cannot do the regular thing of meeting in class regularly or daily or in a scheduled time. This becomes our disability because feedbacking is difficult, the giving of lectures, reporting is also difficult. So we are utilizing alternative assessment because in one way or another, our presentation that we are very familiar, which is the normal way of doing it, was handicapped. Third, alternative assessment based on alternate achievement standards for students with the most significant cognitive disabilities. Though this does not apply to us, but in one way or another, our alternative assessment choice for this course will going to cater different kinds of abilities of students. No, I am referring to multiple intelligence. Therefore, alternative assessment are used to determine what students can do and cannot do. No, it's not the same with your regular classes in which you are asked to read, to memorize, to understand, and to explain in your own way. Alternative assessment is more concerned on what you can do and cannot do with the learning that you get from the module that is given to you. So for those who are very familiar with the different applications in their iPhones or in their computers, it is an advantage. I know that you belong to a generation in which you are very familiar of expressing yourself digitally. So my baseline is that everybody has a Facebook account, everybody has a social media account. So what your knowledge and your skills in utilizing the different social media and its peripheral applications will now determine what you can and what you cannot do for the learning that you get from the modules. In other words, an alternative assessment measures applied proficiency, no, more than it measures knowledge. So, meaning to say, in our course, I will not going to ask you to memorize concepts. I'm not going to ask you to define terms, but I'm going to ask you to apply your knowledge in ICT skills as well as transforming what you learn into another form. May it be visual, may it be audio, or a combination of both. The essence of a performance assessment is that students are given the opportunity to do one or more of the following. So one is to demonstrate their ability. By demonstration, I want it to be clear that when I ask you to upload something in your Google site, I'm not very particular with the kind of application that you're going to use. I respect your ability to apply different kinds of applications, employ different kinds of techniques in combining the different kinds of multimedia elements. So you can demonstrate your ability to transform written knowledge into something realistic. Another essence is to perform a meaningful tasks. Knowing that our activity is, most of our activities are ICT based, it will become meaningful because I'm not going to ask you to create concepts coming from another concept, meaning transforming or just restating concepts. What I'm going to ask you to do is to apply the concepts that you will read from the module into something very applicable to your life and to your situation right now. Wherever you are, no, may it be that you are living in an area where the farm is available or in a congested environment. Let us say you are living in an extended family where there are so many people, or probably you live in a place where technology is so many. You have the connection, you have the hardware, or probably you're the complete opposite. So whatever it is, our activities is applicable. So you will draw context and meaning from being the child or the son or the daughter of a farmer, an office employee, or somebody who lives alone, or somebody who is a tech savvy. So that this kind of setup will going to put meaning to things that we do in the course. And third is to receive feedback. Of course, the first person who will provide feedback to your output is your learning facilitator. Now, do not call me teacher in this class. I am your learning facilitator. Learning is coming from you. I only provide stimuli or stimulus using different kinds of activities, no, concepts and activities in the course for you to react, for you to work on, or for you to engage in a project or in an activity. There are activities that you will going to present to your social media friends so that you can give feedback, and this feedback will be transformed into a report. And for those who do not have connectivity, you will going to make use of your neighbors or members of your family at home, and they're the ones who will going to give you feedback. And all this feedback will going to help you develop a very good digital portfolio. In short, the purpose of using an alternative assessment is to assess students' proficiency in performing complex tasks that are directly associated with learning outcomes. So meaning to say, I will not engage you so much in reading several pages of material and to engage in little activities. I am more on providing you with a dynamic stimulus so that learning will come out of your research, out of your engagement with social media friends and contacts, and out with talking to experts in the field. What are the advantages of alternative assessment? This time, I would like to ask participation from the members of the class. May I ask Mr. Rizon to please read the first advantage?
They provide means of assessing valued skills that cannot be directly assessed with traditional tests.
Very good, no? One of the advantages of an alternative assessment is that it provides a mechanism for me, no, to assess valued skills like collaboration. No, you cannot test collaboration by a paper test. I will know that collaboration took place when the output kanang is harmonized. Ano bang, it's complete, no? Every time I check on the output for lesson 1, makita na ko ang collaboration and the relationship of answers of the members of the tech support system, no? I cannot test the valued skills on networking by asking you to write essays, no? Di siya pwede. I can only see that in alternative assessment. Okay. Second, may I ask Ms. Ibanez to read the second advantage?
They provide a more realistic setting for the students' performance than traditional tests.
Okay, very good. No, based on experience in last year, I noticed if I just imagine ba, if I gave a test, let us say an essay or a multiple choice, most likely my students will get bored with the lessons, knowing that I am not touching their personal lives. I am not anchored on kanang their mental health and what they're doing right now or what is their situation at the moment. Knowing that our activities require making selfies, no? Enjoy kayo mga estudyante, making selfies, interviewing mothers, interviewing how are the DepEd teachers doing in their job. Somehow, the level of realism in our activities were observed, no, when the performance were assessed. Okay, number 3. May I ask Mary Joy to read number 3?
They focus on student performance and the quality of work performed by students.
Very good, no? Very well read. Tinood, no? Knowing my personality, every time I look at your work, I always consider those things that I learned in art education. Those things that you learn in your art appreciation. That's why every time I look at your performance in the submission of your output, I always make comments on colors, the arrangement of elements. That is to lead students to produce quality work. And from there, they become sensitive to what they upload in their Google sites. Dili na ako, they tend to watch each other's outputs and they would make comments. And after a short remark on the output or on the performance, after a minute, they change and they improve the quality of their work. Joanna, will you please read number 4?
They can be easily aligned with established learning outcomes.
Okay. Knowing that our course has a syllabus and knowing that I am providing you with lessons in our module, no, lessons by lessons, we can easily align the outcomes with what is written in our syllabus. So I have arranged it properly so that you can proceed from the simplest software or application with the simplest outcome up to a more complicated outcome at the end of the semester. There are also disadvantages of alternative assessments. I think everybody will agree with this. Neil, will you please read the first disadvantage?
Process can be costly in terms of time, effort, equipment, materials, facilities, or funds.
Okay, honestly, tinood, no? Compared to when you take a test. When you take a test, all you have to do is to sit down and bring your pen or paper. But for group dynamics, it would require so much of your time, so much of your effort and probably equipment, especially if you only have one laptop or one computer. It will require you to go to internet cafes to work on some of the materials to be edited before you're going to upload it. I'm not convinced with funds because internet connection is quite cheaper nowadays. We also have, ako na know, rating process is something more subjective than traditional exam. Why so? No? How come I chose alternative assessment knowing that it is subjective? Because unlike traditional exams, when you get 5 out of 10, automatically, that becomes your grade. Wala hangyo-hangyo, no? But in the alternative assessment, it becomes subjective because you can always ask for remodification or modification of your output, no? That's why the teacher becomes subjective and the teacher would comment, it would be better if, and the leader who is very marong-maro will going to automatically tweak the output. Now, in some cases, the teacher might be very subjective in terms of choice of colors. The teacher is very mahilig with flowers, mahilig with, let us say, the color orange, and probably the teacher would give more points to those designs which align with the choice of the teacher. That's the reason why that one of the disadvantages of alternative assessment is it's a little bit subjective. Okay, question and answer portion. Do you have questions regarding the definition of terms? Wala. Let me ask questions. What is alternative assessment? Deprix.
Hello, sir. Kuan siya, sir, it is used to assess students' proficiency in performing complex tasks.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Ginagamit siya, sir, para
English.
i-assess ang
Let's keep it English. Somebody's observing the class.
it is used, sir, to help the student to become more capable of doing the task, which is so the complex task will be much more easier, and it will become it will help also the students to be productive in their outputs because of the assess or the assistance given by by user.
Maybe the point is maybe because it's group dynamics in alternative assessment, many brains or many people are working on the output. That's good. Yeah. Second question. Give one essence of a performing assessment. Matong nawala. Tanaw ko to ni. Neil is done. Red Sally. Give one out of 3. I mentioned 3. Red Sally J. Isa ng signal. How about James Carl? Sustento. Give one essence, James Carl. Christian. Let us check your signal, Christian, if you can hear me. Give one essence. Wala, still weak signal. Anybody from the leaders? Miss Corpus? Out of 3. Give one essence.
Demonstrate their ability, sir.
Care to explain?
Demonstrate their ability means that they're able to apply what they have learned in the module through processes, sir. Through doing the
Demonstrating
process.
their ability, right? Demonstrating their ability. Okay, one more. That's good. Name one advantage of alternative assessment. Mr. Rizon, come na lang. I'll just call you because it seems that the signal of other classmates are weak. One advantage.
They provide a means of assessing valued skills that cannot be directly assessed with traditional skills.
What does it mean? What does it mean to you?
It means that as students can be assessed with a more broadly, not just on pen and paper.
Correct. No. Students are assessed as a whole, no, not just what they learn mentally, but also what they acquire in the group dynamics. Okay, let's proceed. What are examples of alternative learning assessment? If you look at the picture on the right, these are the most common. I have used some of these in my lesson in guidance and counseling many years ago. So I do not give written paper quizzes every week, but instead I make use of audio recordings, mga checklists, journals, conference or debates or debriefings. Now, these are the most common assessment tools. In the internet, I was able to find some of these funny alternative learning assessments. Open book exams or crib sheets. Any idea? Do you have any idea what this is? When there is a test, all books are open, all notebooks are open. A crib sheet actually is a handout, no? A paper that you will see while you take the test. And most often, these tests are not taken by individually, no? Students are asked to ask questions from each other so that they can answer the question set by the teacher in an open book exam or in a crib sheet. So it's understood that in this kind of alternative learning assessment, it's not targeting the low order thinking skills. These are the why questions, no? Or probably processes to explain. Second, we also have take-home exams. I think you're very familiar with take-home exams. You also have collaborative testing. Sometimes tests are taken by group. I even had a test before on the different operations of Photoshop, and 2 persons are required to operate a computer, and it's fun. One thing I like about it is nobody fails and everybody has time to discuss or verbalize their ideas. We also have student portfolios, and this is what we are doing in this course. No? The only difference is that this is a group portfolio and it is digitized in nature. We also have performance tests. You ask somebody to demonstrate a specific skill of performance test. To run, to dance, to cook. Kana. We also have adding the option of explanation to a multiple choice test. Sa mukha anyway. It's already a multiple choice test, but you will be asked to explain. It's more fun the way I look at it. No? True or false, but explain why. That's funny. Another one is replacing tests with summaries. Yeah. I am not sure if you have experienced this during the face-to-face time, katupang normal, when your teacher will going to ask you to summarize one chapter. And once you can answer, you are already exempted from taking the test. Did you experience this? I had it during my college days. No, if you can explain the main concepts of the course at the end of the chapter, the teacher will going to give you automatically 1.0 in the test since you have explained everything. No, giving of summaries. So what is a portfolio? A portfolio illustrates learning. It is your personal reflection of what you know you can do. Balik-balik na siya, no? It's not on what you know, but it's on what you can do. Second, portfolio development engages reflection of prior experiences. In educational technology or in your other courses, this is what we call constructivism. You apply learning from prior experiences. Reflection results in a deeper learning of skills and experiences. If you are taught color combinations, if you are taught how to use Photoshop, if you are taught how to mix colors, you will going to put meaning in this kind of skills in the new learning that you will have. That's the application of your portfolio. Third, a portfolio can be comprehensive or tailored to a specific goal. What do you think is the kind of portfolio that we are doing in the course? Is it comprehensive or tailored or to a specific goal? Mary Joy, what do you think? Based on our first session and our second session, is it comprehensive? Kompleto kayo from one detail to another, or is it set according to goal?
One, sir. Set according to goals.
What do you think?
Set according to goals, sir.
Set to a specific goal. Neil, what do you think, Neil?
I I think, sir, it is comprehensive.
Meaning, complete yun from page 1 to agad dito sa Google, no? Joanna Marie, what do you think?
I would also choose comprehensive, sir, since kanang ibutang mo nato ato ang mga outputs from day one.
English.
Since we're going to put our outputs from day one up to the end of the semester, so I think it's comprehensive, sir.
Okay, one more. Apple. What do you think, Apple? Comprehensive or tailored to a specific goal? Apple Jake sa battle.
Sir,
What do you think?
set according to goals, sir. Kay since we tailored to a specific goal, sir. Tailored to a specific goal, sir.
Therefore,
because kuan manggod today is kuan manggod ta sir online learning, so we have things to consider nga ang student is dili makabuot ani for the meantime kay kulang siya ginani, so set according to goal kay we have things to consider since we are on online class.
good. That's a different perspective. No, that's not the kind of answer that I was waiting. Correct, no? Since there are limitation, so the student is given options only what to do. No, so the answer actually is specific goal. That is because you are only required to upload based on what is asked in your module. Similar to what had happened last semester, one group tried to upload GIF, mga logo that they made, and they also uploaded so many TikToks and self videos. And then when I gave them the remarks, and they asked, "Sir, please pansina ang among other things that we uploaded in our module," and I told them, I only ask for specific materials to be uploaded in the Google portfolio because our approach is thematic. Wala to siya extra points, no? That's the whole idea. Okay, number 4, no? Let's move on. It can take a paper form or an electronic one. So I am sending you electronic copies of the lesson. You are returning to me your outputs uploaded digitally in your Google site. So kindly notice the red letters on the left. A portfolio is a living and changing collection. What does it mean? It means that your portfolio will going to change from day one that it was published until the end. Even if you will going to change it after it was presented, yes, puede. The answer is puede. Knowing that you can your sums, knowing that you can change its content, you can modify the color, you can easily change its content, and you can improve depending on the fancy of the members. There are types of digital portfolios. No? You have there the showcase portfolio, you have the process portfolio, you have the assessment portfolio. What we're going to do in the course is hybrid. What you're going to do is a combination. It's a hybrid. No, you're going to put there, you will going to reflect your insights. You will going to reflect there the procedure. You will also put there the best practice and the final output of your work. Granted that it's following every requirement of the lesson in the module. Okay, I have here now a sample of a Google site. No, I will introduce now the Google site, a digital student learning portfolio. Here is an example. Though the title is Student Digital Portfolio, you are expected to change it with a certain name. So the generic is you have their freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. You can change that to lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4. Okay, I'm going to show you now samples of digital portfolios of the previous class. Some are good, some are bad. Can you see this? You can turn on your microphones. Can you see this? Let us have a little discussion. Turn on your microphones, everyone. Can you see what's on the screen?
Link, sir.
Yes, sir.
Link, sir.
Mga link,
For
sir.
kaling.
Dili niyo makitaan. Let me share the. Okay. It's the link. How about this? Can you
Yes,
see it
sir.
already?
Nakita na,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
what is the name of the group?
Mind
Mind
shakers.
shakers.
Correct. Pero they still put the word portfolio, no? Dapat wala na portfolio. Because it's the name of the group, Mind Shakers. So that refers to the group. Your digital portfolio is similar to your Facebook. No, you can scroll up and down, and there are buttons that you can click on the left. No? Can you see the mouse?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see here, technology in language education. They have the profile about us. They have the struggles. They have the module outputs, and one midterm output, which is the digital communicator. But you can also check it on the left. Example, about us here. You can also find it here. About us. So they have a description of their group. This digital portfolio is made by the third year BSE English students of Bukidnon State University. This is for educational purposes and serve as a tool wherein we can easily compile all of our activities and discoveries throughout the whole semester. Let us see their profile. Ta-da! We have their names and details. Ano? Then they have quotes. The sun will rise eventually. Kung maugmaan pa. So they edited their accounts, no? They also have reflective statements. Every lesson requires a reflective statement. Instead of saying reflection, we call it reflective statements. Okay. So you notice, even if this is a group output, every member of the class is graded. See, Arellano will be graded on his first reflective statement based on what he or she has written here. No? Azuga will also have a different grade. Even if they have a grade as one group, their grades will differ in the final term based on their entries. What else? They also have Module 1. Module 1, you have initiative on how to survive during the pandemic. So one of the activities is making infographics. And then I asked them to show it to friends in social media. And for those who do not have connectivity to friends. And here is the post. And here is the feedback. Based from the graphic representation, which I posted on my Facebook account, I got positive feedback from my target audience. I was overwhelmed with the responses, for they were able to grasp the message. These are some of the things that you are going to do in the course. Okay, let's have another one. Sige, let's find another new share. Okay, let's find magtutudlo. They call themselves magtutudlo. These are old photos that they use. No? It's a different kind of format. In here, you can find I think on your upper right, you can see your image. You cannot see I hope you can move the videos, our videos on the upper right. So you can see the home button. So in the home button, you have there the names. So that this is Gwyneth, and this is the reflective statement of Gwyneth. Under her reflective statement, automatic ang iyang infographic with the response. After the infographic, the check on plagiarism. Let us see if we can expand this. There is the reflective statement. Another activity. So basically, this is the output of one person only. So if I'm going to click another name like Carlo Castellano, here is the work of Carlo Castellano. We will go back to the definition of alternative learning assessment. Your portfolio will going to test what you can do. Looking at this, those who are very good in visual editing, those who can write well, will definitely find his or her space in your digital portfolio. It's going to be filled with beautiful colors and beautiful information. Okay. We will not only show the good ones. Dili sa taog bati, no? There was one item here which was purely kind of not thought of because some items are still locked. Natingala ko kay when I check their work, example, engages the audience to a valuable post. There are items that I cannot open, so I want you to be very cautious with this. Uy, naghinay akong signal. What you can find here is an infographic by Neva. Click me to proceed. Kana. Can you see this? Please open your mic. Can you see this? This one?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
This is one of my problems because I cannot access the content made by Mercader, Diana Don. So be very careful with information that you will going to upload in your digital portfolio because I might have a hard time checking on the content because it's locked. It would still require access. Kay maybe it is it is saved in the Google Drive. No, this is one of the problems. Let's have one of the best outputs that I have in the previous semester. You have there the breath of nature. One of the members of the group is a mountaineer. Somebody who loves to climb mountains, take pictures, make blogs. So most of the pictures portrayed here are original. No? So based on what you can see, so it is well designed. No? There are symbols used. You have their profiles. Huwag matakot sa mga mukha. And they were able to make slideshows, no? 3 pictures. Now you can only see this in websites, but in the digital, in the Google site, you can do 3 slideshows of photos. Magaling, no? Magaling. What are their reflective statements? Let us look at their kompleto. Ang reflective statements, you have their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ito. For Jake, see? It's very easy to navigate. Mga nature lover, most of their photos. I hope you will notice, do you see this? The work of Ruchin Gasal. Will you please make a sound? I do not know if you're following what I am showing you. Ruchin Gasal.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the length of her work. And if you have to compare it with the work of Dale, I think you understand already what I mean, di ba? It means that when grade is given to this group, definitely they will receive different grades based on the content of their reflective statements. Now, very short. Some enjoyed writing their thoughts. Others just gave me one sentence. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Those are examples of the outputs last semester. So, question, how are you going to be rated in this course? What do you think? Saan mo paggrado? Looking at the diverse, no? You can see there the different intelligences used by students in producing their outputs. Klase-klase ng mga applications, klase-klase ng output. I only ask them to check on the reliability of information using a certain software. So they gave me QR codes, they gave me drawings, they gave me posters, and all of this explains their opinion on the validity of the information given by their classmates. Think, put your feet on my shoe. How am I going to rate your classmates? What do you think? Or come on, how am I going to rate you? I already gave you an idea, no? Kanabang there is a group grade, and then you will be rated individually. But don't you think malibog ko if I'm going to do that? What do you think? Apol, what do you think? Saan ka na paggrado? How am I going to, what do you think is my process of?
Sir, you have your criteria.
Correct. Very good. No, I'm going
You have
to
your
use
criteria.
Correct. I'm going to use a certain criteria. I will show you now the rubric that your teacher or learning facilitator will going to use in rating the content of your portfolio. You have there content and design, assignments and projects, grammar and conventions, reflection of and evidence of learning. I'm going to give the copy of the rating sheet to you, or the rubric, so that we can make adjustments. Just take, for example, there are items there that you have specially made and you want to be credited in your effort in doing that. Let us add more elements in your digital portfolio, in the rubric. This is your rubric in rating your work and others. Alaya, baliduha. I have one as your learning facilitator and the expert in this field, and you have one for the leader who will going to assess the output of your own portfolio and the portfolio of other classes. So the main content is reflective writing, usability, citations, writing conventions, navigation, and multimedia elements. I'm going to explain this when the time comes for you to evaluate. So, dili makaingon nga, si Sir lang yun. What about the opinions of the other leaders who are considered experts in the group? Now, I'm going to give a certain percentage to the leader. Plus and plus divided by 2 equals, that's the grade. That's how we are going to give a grade to your portfolio. Questions? Are there questions?
None so far, sir.
Okay, let's proceed. So, good na ta. Right now, I'm going to access a Google site. Ako pa man yapon niya makita na, what do you see in your screen? Ako?
Yes,
No
sir.
more screen
Yes,
share.
sir.
I'm going to share. Okay. Tama ba? Kani ba siya? Tell me if you see this. I'm opening a window. I'm opening Google.
Yes, sir.
Can you see
Yes,
Google?
sir.
Okay. I'm going to use my Bookso account. Same as true with you. When you do this, you use your Bookso account. In the Bookso account, I have here sites. I hope you can see this. Agoy. there is site at the bottom. Can you see the mouse moving?
Yes, sir.
Once you click that, okay, there goes the different templates for your Google site. Gamay kay siya, no? Let us see if we can maximize. Kana, I think, medyo na klaro. So, I'm going to allow you to make use of any of the present templates. You can have project, no, you can have health center, you can have event, but knowing that we will make a portfolio, okay, I'm going to use this. I'm going to create a portfolio. Based on what you see right now, you notice that it looks like a Facebook account. Now you can put your name here. You can have, no, it looks like a PowerPoint presentation layout. On the right, you can have layouts, you can have collapsible text, you can have so many things. Carousel or slideshow of pictures, buttons, and many others. Now you can put links of YouTube, documents, slides, PowerPoint presentation, and many others. Let's take, for example, I will replace it with my portfolio. Line one, it's already a portfolio and I'm going to call it portfolio. Okay. I'm going to call our group VR. And I will change the font into something big like Impact. And now I will increase the font. It really looks like PowerPoint presentation. If you like to change this, delete that and insert an image on the right. Delete makita ninyo na, but you can upload a picture. Let's look for a sample on the desktop. So there goes the picture. How easy is it to edit? As easy as this. You are simply dragging pictures on the field. When it's too small, so you enlarge. Ano? And maybe here, reflective statement, lesson 1. See? And from there, you can already write. I learned that I would like to put picture in my reflective statement. I would like to put my output. Tuara. And you can place it here. Ay, it took over. Pwede na, no? It's like that. You can put the output here. You can put the reflective statement at the bottom. You can upload a video, upload a PowerPoint presentation. Let us see if we can upload a PowerPoint presentation. Do you still see me? Na-connect pa? Let's open your mic.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Putol-putol ang connection sa opisina. Let me show you how it looks right now. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In here, you can upload a PowerPoint presentation. In here, you can upload a picture. And Canisia, you can upload a video. See? Can you see the YouTube link?
Yes, sir.
Pwede. No, just prepare. If you don't know, if it's too large, probably when you survey something, may survey that I'm going to ask you to do. The survey, once done converted into a video, it might be possible that it's too heavy, that it cannot be uploaded in Facebook. You are going to upload it in YouTube. Let us say, 1 gig, no, upload sa YouTube. You can put here the link sa YouTube. Pag actual, let's say for example, so let's have trial upload. Select. Automatically, my digital portfolio has one picture, one name, one infographics, one reflective statement, one video. Once you're done, I do not know if you can see it on your screen. Pwede ninyo ma-move ng videos without pictures of yourselves. Kanang na-erect. Diba under screen, there are pictures of yourselves. If you can move that downward, there is a button at the upper right side, publish. Once you push publish, hindi pa rin ko pwede makapublish, no? Wala pa ko yung web address. Dili pa pwede. Not yet. No, dili sa mag-publish. You just develop this first. There are still many buttons that you need to push here, like share with others. Example, you have to share it with me. Share it with your group mates so they can open it before you can publish. So more or less, this is the major requirement of the course. I will not go through the different parts of the digital portfolio or the Google site. I will let you discover the different parts like the home, about, and the project page. It's very easy to fill with information. You do this, and from there, I'm going to check your first output morning of May 1. Okay, more or less I'm done. Are there questions?
Yes,
That is
sir.
how you're going to go through with the whole digital portfolio. Yes, Ms. Corpus.
Sir, can I ask if can our members also have the access of the Google site, sir? Like
Yes,
they can edit the Google site, sir? Okay, sir.
yes, you
Thank
may, but it's dangerous. It might be possible that your classmate will going to edit the content of your work without the knowledge of the tech leader. Makurat o niya siya o the whole content was rearranged or probably damaged. That's why I suggested to the tech leaders already, as much as possible, the tech leader and the assistants are the only ones who knows the password of your digital portfolio. It should be controlled by these two persons only. Otherwise, the risk of being damaged, being corrupted, or the whole page is lost if everybody has access to the digital portfolio. That's the reason why that you have the tech lead. Mura siya og director. No, mura siya director. The answer is
Okay.
yes, you may, but the risk is very high. Another question, Miss Purpose.
Thank you, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Other concerns? Ay, one reminder. No downloading of pictures. Do not upload pictures coming from Google. Everything should be original. Whatever it is that I require from you, if it is a picture, take a picture of your house. Take a picture of the mountain nearest to your house. Take a picture of people in your community. Never download anything from Google without the permission of the owner. No, stricto kay kuha na sa atong output. Everything should be original.
Hello, sir. I have
Yes,
question
Jeffrey.
po.
Oh,
What if po, sir, if we will use symbols?
like, for example,
Like, for example, sir, symbol of people. Like,
you can use that. Usually, mga symbols like mga silhouettes,
yes,
or
sir.
you can use that. Pwede rin na siya.
Sige,
Not
sige, thank you,
photographs,
thank you.
ha? Not photographs.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Flip arts, symbols, GIF, pwede. You can use that. Sir, we would like to, it might be possible that one of you is very techy. Mas maayo pa sa ako, to the point that he will integrate music in the portfolio. Akong kabalan. Now, what if somebody will going to integrate music in your Google site the moment you will going to access it, music will going to play. Kaya mo ko na siya. No, simba ko lang. Somebody will going to do that in your digital portfolio. Isara kita kong hangyo. Make the music original. Patay, sir. How are we going to make the music original? Ask somebody to play the guitar. Oh, you can play the guitar, record the music, let it play. Kana. Dita mga priso ana. No? That becomes original. Mga strumming, plucking of the guitar, that's good. Or the keyboard probably. Yes. It's not part of the requirement, but congratulations to somebody who can do it. Pwede man good. Animations, no? Maybe there are some of you who knows how to draw and can make their drawings move. Agoy. Nakabilib. Pwede siya, pwede siya. Okay, other questions? Your time to ask questions. Other questions? What was your first deadline, Gani? What was the first? For April 30?
May 1 po.
Only one, which is? What was it?
May 1, sir.
Yeah, pero what is the thing that you're supposed to upload in May 1? To jumpstart the Google site. Importante nga na, there should be one item that you will upload to generate the Google site. What's the first? Your picture. Diba? Picture, name, and what's the reflective statement? What's the content? Your mental status. Ay, wala pa ba? Wala pa ba ko nag-submit ninyo? Wala pa?
Not yet, sir.
Maybe after this. I thought that I had forwarded the first activity already. Anyway, the jumpstart pictures are important. So for those who have pictures in your Facebook accounts which you had edited, patsada kaayo with a beautiful background, okay, make use of that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your questions. I hope you have answered all your concerns. Keep updated with our consultation activities via Messenger. And for the tech leaders, we will have our Zoom session from time to time. Okay? It's already 3 o'clock, exactly 3
sir.
o'clock. Thank you for your presence. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye, sir.
Thank
Isa
you,
to
sir.
nag-attendance. Isa to ang gisugo.
Ako, sir.
Ato. Si
Tuyo, Radali.
Red Sali? Ikaw si Red Sali? Dili.
Yes, sir.
Sige, pakitanaw lang sa daan. Please do not leave yet. 31 on the list. Nalista mo na eh? Were you able to
Yes,
list
sir.
this?
Yes, sir.
Okay
Yes,
na? Okay, sige. Goodbye, everyone.